guys, I'm Freya. I'm a hairstylist with almost 15 years experience in the industry, and I specialize in dreadlocks. Today I'm going to go over how to make permanent dreadlock extensions out of human hair. First things first, what you need is human hair. Now this is just a weft of, I believe it's 22 inches. Also use clip-ins and just take off the clip-ins. You can also use tape-ins. I just prefer the weft if you're making a lot of dreadlocks. So this is actually going to be part of a custom set that I'm currently making, but just for demonstration purposes, I'm only going to make 4 dreadlocks today, just to kind of show you how to make them. What are you going to need? Well, obviously you're going to need your extensions. Now, this guy, I just took it out of the package, but I do recommend washing it first. The reason for that is because when extensions come, they have coating on them to keep them nice and shiny, which is nice if you're wearing them like normal extensions, but if you're making dreadlocks out of them, you want that rough texture. So you're going to shampoo them first, and you can either let them air dry or blow dry them. Now for shampoos, you can use a clarifying shampoo, a tea tree shampoo, or cast iron soap shampoo. You basically just want to rough up the texture a little bit so it's easier to dreadlock. So my number one go-to is my tea tree shampoo, but I also have my cast iron soap here. Now in today's demonstration, I am going to be doing the crochet method. So with that, you do need some supplies. So I have my crochet hooks here. Now I have my double one, and then I have my single one. I personally like the double one to get the dreadlock going, and then I go in and then tighten with my single. We're also going to need some combs. Now I have this back combing comb, which is what I'm going to make the dreadlocks out of when I back comb. And then I have this comb, which at the very end, when I cut off the weft, I'm going to comb out the top. Another thing of what you're going to need is something to clip the extensions to in order to make them. Now you can use whatever works best for you. I've seen people clamp them down. I've seen people clip them in a way. I personally have this little stool here that I clip the weft to, just to secure it, and then I'm able to sit down, and it's on wheels so it can move back and forth or wherever I'm making the dreadlocks. So with that, I use my butterfly clips here, and then I clip the weft to this stool here. Also, like this little tiny clip here, you can use whatever means possible. This is just for when I section out my weft, just to clip it in place so it doesn't get all wonky. We're also going to need elastics. Now, it doesn't matter what color they are. They could be rainbow, black, clear, whatever. You just need elastics to section out your sections in the weft. And last but not least, you're going to be needing scissors. Now, I just use my hair cutting scissors, but you can use whatever scissors you have on hand. This is just to cut the elastics off, and B, to cut the weft off. Now, this guy, it's not washed, so I'm gonna go wash him and blow dry him, and I will be right back. Okay, so I have this weft all washed and blow dried now, so let's get to the sectioning. Okay, so this weft is actually quite long, so I'm actually gonna fold it in half. You wanna remember, the bigger your sections, the thicker your dreadlock is. So the reason why I fold it in half is because I want more of a thicker dreadlock rather than how thin this weft is. If I just made a dreadlock with just one weft, I would have to take a pretty big section in order to get the thickness of what I want. And what I like to do is I like to take a little clip like this. See, so I take a little clip like this, and then I clip it on the end, just so that it stays put, and then I can make my sections. So I have my section out, and then I'm going to unclip this, and then I can take my elastic. So I have my first section, and then I'm just going to do 4 dreadlocks just for the purpose of this video. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to take this other clip and clip this here. Okay, so then I have my 4 sections here. Now you can keep going to how many sections you can put in weft, but just for the purpose of this video, I'm just doing 4 dreadlocks. And then you can take your scissors, cut your weft, and then you can save this guy for later. Okay, so I have my sections here of the dreadlocks I'm going to make, so let's get to making them. I'm going to clip this to the back of this chair. Take my back comb and then I back comb it. Then I take my double-ended crochet hook, and pull it in, and then out, and then in, out, and then in. I also like to spin the thread kind of while doing this, just to create enough tension. And then I go in with my single-ended crochet hook just to tighten everything up. Alrighty, so now I have all of these done. The next step I'm going to do is cut off the elastics. You want to be careful when you cut the elastics off that you're not cutting the hair itself. Okay, and then I'm going to go in and I'm just going to tighten it up a little bit more where that elastic was. Okay, unclip that. So we have them all in here. The next thing what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off the weft and then kind of just comb them out a little bit. Okay, so I have them all cut, and then I'm just going to give them a really good pommel. Now for the ends, you can leave them tapered, you can cut them, you can bring this guy and dread it up. It's just kind of going for the desired look of what you're wanting. Okay, so there we have it. Now we have permanent human hair dreadlock extensions that you can crochet into natural dreadlocks.